Good morning. Today is Sunday, the 14th. I misspoke yesterday. I got up this morning, and the first thing I do, of course, we all get up, we go to the potty. And while I'm in the potty, I take my phone, of course. So I always log into my FitnessPal. That way I don't forget. So this morning when I logged into my FitnessPal, it is day 500. 500 days of keto. I'm not amazed because keto is wonderful. I could never imagine eating anything different. I will eat keto for the rest of my life. But I'm amazed of the tracking that I've actually did that, like logged in to my FitnessPal every day for 500 days without forgetting. And I'm just like, wow. The way my mind works is I get wrapped up in a task, and I do that until I become what I feel is very good at it. You've mastered that task. And then I move on. I've got I would call myself very flighty in my thought patterns. Once I've got something down, I don't want to continue doing it. It's like, why? It's like studying for a test when you already know the material. We all know our alphabet. So in high school, if a teacher said, I want you to go home and practice writing the alphabet 100 times so that we're going to have this test tomorrow on the alphabet and you're going to know it. Who would do that? We all knew the alphabet by the time we're in high school. Who would study something that you already know? So that's the way it's like, okay, you know this. You don't need to continue doing it. You don't need to continue studying it. So for tracking, for me, I've always been very poor because it's like, why am I continuing to do this? So when I felt like in the past that I had a diet plan under my belt, I knew what I was doing. I sort of had always fell off of my FitnessPal tracking, and I've had my FitnessPal, I think since the app came out, that long, and never really been consistent with it. I would get maybe 100 days. I would get a 100-day streak, and then I would start to trail off. Now, I'm not going to say that I've logged every day in my FitnessPal. There's been a month where I did no logging, but I still wanted to keep my streak going, so I would still remember in the morning to get on there and at least log in so that I kept that streak. So to see that 500 days, I was just shocked this morning. I was like, I got to go out and tell them 500 days keto, 500 days of consistent streak and of having that thought process in my mind being the first thing I think of when I get up in the morning. Anyway, I'm going to go get dressed, and then I have got to go to Aldi's, and I've got to go to the Walmart. I will talk to y'all here shortly. Alrighty, y'all. I am dressed for the day. I'm getting ready to head out to the Aldi's. I have got to get the ingredients for my Ketorade because I've got to get back on that today. So for Vlogtober day 14, the prompt is vlog in your car. Which I do that quite often anyway. So we're going to head out of here and we'll talk on a rolling ramble. See you in a sec. Peeps, welcome to a rolling ramble. I just left the Aldi's. I got everything that I needed. I had went up to the Walmart first, got the stuff for my Ketorade. So as soon as I get home, I am making up a batch of that, and I will be ingesting it quickly. Today is Vlogtober, day 14, and the prompt was to vlog in your car. Well, I always vlog in my car. I make my rolling rambles, at least I try to get in a couple times a week. So, hey, love it. But I was asked about what I did for a living. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about my job. I know I'm very vague sometimes on my job, and that's because I work with individuals with developmental disabilities. I'm a program coordinator. So basically that means I coordinate every aspect of their lives, from their medical to their mundane home life to the fun stuff. So I pretty much coordinate every aspect. Ask them what they want, what they expect out of their week, and then I try to make sure that that happens for them. And sometimes I get where stuck at work. Somebody calls off, one of my staff calls off, and then I have to slip into that direct care role, and that's when I end up spending the night there. And I love that part too. I started out 24 years ago as direct care, and with the same individuals that I'm working with now. So I've known them for 24 years. So I love every part of my job. So I don't mind at all when I get stuck. And I say that in quotation, stuck, because to me it doesn't feel stuck. I love my job. And when I even revert back to what it was back in the beginning when I first started, it's fun. I make sure we have fun. So I absolutely love it. Now I have a lot of people who, not my family, definitely not my family, but just friends or acquaintances that don't know me all that well or don't understand exactly what I do, who complain that I put my job as top priority, and that's not how it should be. Your family should be first. God should be first. I don't think of anything as being top priority, first, second, third. There's no order for me. My spirituality, my family, my job, to me is all together. There's no first, second, third. It's all it's all an aspect of my life and who I am. I don't have to categorize it or say this comes first, this comes after. I've worked with the same individuals for 24 years, and they were in my life before my husband, before my nieces and nephews. So they are part of me, part of who I am. And I'm not putting them first, but if somebody calls off of work, it is my responsibility to make sure my individuals are safe and covered. And it's not that I'm putting them above anybody else. They can't always speak for themselves and defend themselves. So I've got to do what's best for everybody involved. If I don't come home from work, my husband will be just fine. He can take care of himself, and he can take care of my pets. And, back when my son was younger, and I had people that could step in if I couldn't come home from work and take care of him. He was safe. My parents lived right next door. So it's not that I was ever putting my job above anybody else or anything else. I prioritize who needs what the most, and that's where I go. So I know I'm a little vague, like I said, about the job, and that's because I've got to be careful about HIPAA rules and regulations. I don't want to violate HIPAA in any way, and I don't want to jeopardize my individuals in any way. So, yeah, I'm a little vague sometimes about what I'm doing or what I did at work. And there is going to be a day in Vlogtober where the prompt is show us your work. Show us your desk, show us. I'm not going to be allowed to do any of that when that prompt comes up. I can't remember what day it is, but I won't be allowed to do that. But I'll talk about it, but I won't be allowed to show anything that would definitely be against HIPAA regulations. I don't even feel like I could show my desk. It's just, yeah, I don't think I could. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it anyway. Alrighty, y'all, this vlog has run on long enough, and I will catch up with you here in a little bit. Alrighty, peeps, I am breaking my fast with a New York strip and a huge side salad. Yes, that is as big as it looks. My husband cooked me dinner. Now, I doubt very much I'll be able to finish all this, but I'm going to give it a go. I'll talk to you later. Blessings. Good evening, peeps. Well, as you saw in that footage earlier of that steak that I said I probably wouldn't be able to finish it all, I ate every single bite, all of it. It was so good. So, yeah, I was a pig. It was good. All right, that's all I can say about that. Let's go ahead and look at this whiteboard. Okay, so today is day 500. 500 days on keto. Fantastic. I weighed in this morning at 208.4, which was down 0.6 of a pound from yesterday's 209. I drank all my water. I had 2 cups of coffee. Yes. Neither one of those was buttered coffee. They were just black. I had 1 pop. Took my vitamin. No Ketorade. But as of today, that's changing. Oh, so good. This is my second glass. I drank 2 of these. I make sure I have 32 ounces. So once I'm done, I'm going to nurse that because the first one, I downed it. Like as soon as I took a sip, I just ended up chugging the whole thing. So I'm going to nurse this one through the rest of the evening. My macros was 2% carbohydrate, 73% fat, and 25% protein. So pretty good there. And I didn't go over calorically wise with that steak and salad. I thought for sure I would. The steak was 10 ounces. No, it was 12 ounces. The steak was 12 ounces, and it brought me just up where I needed to be, but I thought for sure I'd go over. Not too bad. Went over a little bit on protein. I wouldn't have if I hadn't put that egg on that salad. I'd rather had the steak, not the egg. But I ate them both and went over a little bit. No big deal. But I was listening to another lady, and I do not remember who it was because it was so long ago. But she was talking about her Ketorade and how it tastes. So this to me right now tastes really, really sweet. It's raspberry lemonade. So I use raspberry lemonade drink mix. And then by the time I put in the lemon juice and the apple cider vinegar with Mother. And then I use raspberry lemonade natural calm in here. And then just no salt for the potassium. Normally this has a slightly salty, almost drinking Gatorade type flavor. This just tastes like sweet raspberry lemonade to me. There is no tartness to it at all. And it made me think about what that lady had said. And I wish I could remember who she was. And it's been so many months ago. But I tried to sort of look through people's stuff to see if like something triggered a memory. And I just don't remember who it was. But let's get to the point, right, Sandy? Quit rambling. She said that when you drink your Ketorade, if it is sweet, that means your electrolytes was low and you really needed them. So your body gives you a sweet response, makes it easier and more palatable for you to drink. That if it's sour and tart, then your electrolytes are where they need to be in level. And that's why you're getting the sour. And that's how sometimes you make it and it seems like the flavor changes even though you're using the exact same ingredients. And I was like, well, I don't know that can be true, but I know I'm low on my electrolytes right now. I know I am. And this is the sweetest the Ketorade has ever tasted to me. And I use the exact same ingredients in the exact same proportions that I always do. So after a couple days when I know my electrolytes back in balance, I'm going to let you guys know if the flavor changes in my Ketorade. Because I make it a gallon at a time. So I will be able to get 4 days out of that 1 gallon. So at the end of 4 days, I'm going to let you know how the flavor has changed, if I noticed any type of flavor difference on that. Because I thought that was very interesting, and I hadn't really thought about it before. When she had said it, I just thought, I don't know. That seems weird to me. But with as sweet as this tastes and me knowing that I'm low on the electrolytes, I found it very interesting. Anyway, enough rambling. I get to jibber jabber and just keep repeating myself the same point and comment over and over again. So for Inktober today, I did not do much. Like I said, I was very, very busy. But once I get this edited, I'm going to sit down and do something more elaborate here in a little bit. But I did just go ahead and fill in that second panel from yesterday. And I just did a chain of hearts in a tangle pattern. I had heard a lady who did this once before I saw it, and she called it the Throbbing Hearts pattern. So it's very pretty, so I went ahead and colored it in. And that will be it for me today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. You have a great evening and blessings.